What's up, guys? Today's video, we're going to be talking about something that you're going to see a lot out in your daily travels, and that's sling bags or fanny packs. You see these all the times, whether it's the big, giant, MOLLE covered Amazon crossbody tactical, Lululemon type stuff, Gucci bags, whatever. There's a lot of brands in the 2A world that have tried to make a concealed carry option for if you're wearing like shorts without a belt, not wearing jeans that day. You don't want to run a holster because of your business casual, whatever the things may be. Or if you're just going to the park and you want to be able to run around with the kiddos, all that stuff is possible. So I've got a few options I've laid out here. Two of them are pretty popular. The other one I think is honestly slept on, but it is going to look a little bit more overt and tactical versus like some discreet type options, clandestine type stuff, I guess. I don't know, for lack of better words. So the first one we're going to talk about here, you guys probably see this on your Facebook ads literally all the time, is the Eberlestock Bando bag. This is the normal size. They also have an XL. I did not buy the XL. I kind of wish I would have, because my 19X does not quite fit in this back spot the way I wish it did with a light and an optic. But you can get away with like the 48s, the 19s, 43X, of course, smaller stuff, bodyguards, all that. So these are pretty cool. So pretty typical. We're going to have a loop backer, and this one does have this little elastic band. So I have actually put my 1911 Commander length in here, and that's sat pretty well before without a holster. And then you've got, let's see, the main pocket here, which opens with a top flap. So you get a little bit more room for space. And this is cool because it has this big elastic band on the lid of it here. So you can stuff a tourniquet in there, chem lights, car keys, multi-tool, things like that. And then we open it up and it's got a small mesh packet. This is where I would like to keep things like Band-Aids, ibuprofen, Tylenol, things like that, chapstick, stuff you might need every day, but don't necessarily need good access to it. And then we've got two smaller pockets on the front, and they've just got a little elastic retention spot on the top. And they're kind of like a thin, almost stretchy material, kind of like a windbreaker. And that's a good spot to toss your wallet, toss your keys, that good stuff. And then you've got the front zipper where you can stash everything else. So you want to stash some sour gummy worms in there. Again, a multi-tool, maybe a pair of shears, some extra medical stuff. If you want to carry a bunch of medical, you could put your car keys in the front as well. I usually run the extra mag if I'm carrying. If I have an extra mag on me, I usually run it in that front pocket, and that seems to work pretty well. And that's pretty much it. You don't have a bunch of like tie down points or anything like that. There is one in the pistol compartment if you're running the trigger guard holsters with retention. That way, when you draw, the holster snaps off and retains to the bag itself. Those are pretty cool. So you do have one spot for that. Other than that, you're working with Velcro and typical pockets. So before we move on to the Vertex bag, we're going to talk about the 511 two banger. Now, like I said before, and I've done a short on this that you guys might have seen before, maybe not. This bag is not something typical that you're going to see, but it is pretty cool. So you've got a big comfy shoulder strap. You can sling this guy up like that. It's got a MOLLE field that's also looped Velcro, so you can slap patches on there. Or if you have like those little cards that carry different things that slap on there, like STAC shotgun card type of stuff, maybe not carry shotgun shells out in public. Then we've got up against our body, we've got a large mesh pocket. And this is pretty, it's like almost spongy. It's woven so tight, pretty spongy material. The only thing I don't like about this is it does have big pockets cut on either side of your body that come out the bottom. So if you were to try to stick a pistol in here, your muzzle is probably going to stick out the bottom. I don't know exactly what they had planned for this, but if you want a quick ready map pouch of sorts or admin pouch, if you have larger items that aren't going to fall through these holes, it's pretty cool for that. And then moving straight forward from that, we have the two banger itself. So this is not going to be for bangs or smokes, although you could use it for that. This is basically a recce style chest rig flap system. And it's pretty cool because when you insert mags in here, especially like a black P mag, especially even like a 20 rounder, it's so deep that they're concealed. So if I'm just wearing this on my body, looking at me, you actually cannot really tell that there's mags in there unless you're looking, especially if I'm using like the shorties, something like that. And these pockets are cool. It's just a Velcro stuff. They do have a extra tab here that you could use for something else, but really it's just to switch the shoulder strap from left-handed to right-handed. So I like that because a lot of bags, like even the Bando bag, doesn't actually switch. If you wanted to wear it crossbody, it's always going to hang kind of like this or like this, and the angle is going to be weird if you're not right-handed. So this does kind of help our wrong-handed brothers out just a little bit. And these mag pockets are cool just because they've got some elastic bands down in there. So they've got a small one that I believe fits a pistol mag, and then you've got a rifle mag elastic band just for some retention, as well as you've got the flap for retention and concealment, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. And then opening the main compartment, the zipper doesn't open super wide, which is good and bad. I like it because none of my stuff is going to fall out. I don't like it because I feel like it restricts the space a little bit. But in here, we've got another big loop field. This one is not MOLLE, it's just loop. So again, if you have your Velcro attachments, like tourniquet hangers, things like that, that's a good way to stash those. And we've got some more elastic bands on the front of that pocket. It's too large and too small. So again, you can stick things like mags in them, or Raptor shears folded up, Leathermans, things like that. You can clip on pocket knives and chem lights and Sharpies or decompression needles if that's what you want to do. Pretty cool, and it gives you a lot of space. And then the front pocket here is actually really nice. It opens up super wide. It kind of blows out real big, and it's just two big mesh pockets like you'd see in like a JanSport backpack. So this stuff is cool. Again, if you want to throw your wallet and keys in there, that's perfectly fine. Snacks in there, boo-boo bag, whatever. But you can actually load this thing out with a full IFAK. So you can stuff your gauze on one side and your chest seals, quick clot on the other, lay some other things flat under it, and it's going to hold an entire IFAK. Or you could just shove the entire insert in there sealed, and that's fine too. And then one thing that this bag has, besides the super tactical look, where there's Velcro all over it, giant 511 badges, one or two things that this one does have is we've got 2 rows of MOLLE on each side, the left and the right side. So I've hooked a carabiner here. Usually if I'm wearing this, I'll clip my keys there, but I mean, you can use this thing as a minimalist chest rig. So that's why I really like it, because it is a discreet carry bag, especially if you get like the gray or the black. You don't want like the M81 one, but you can use this as a chest rig if you really wanted to, because along with the MOLLE, it also has a back strap. So you've got this back strap that you can deploy. And when you're wearing this thing crossbody, walking around the park, doing whatever, if you needed to use it as a chest rig, you deploy your back strap, clip it in, and now this thing is cinched super tight to the center of your chest. So you're not going to get any protection with it. But if we're talking minimalist chest rigs, I feel like this is one that's overlooked quite often, just because I don't know if people don't know about that, or they like to hate on 511. 511 does make some pretty nice bags and pants as well. So you've got the MOLLE here. You can throw a carabiner. You can shot cord some tourniquets. You could put a water bottle pouch on the side of it, or like a clinch pouch or something from Onward Research. Like, you could actually build this thing out into a chest rig. And I'll probably do a full chest rig video just on this bag alone, because it just has so many features and so much stuff that I don't want to talk about too much in the fanny pack kind of Eberlestock versus Vertex versus 511 video. So that's that for the 511 bag. The next thing we've got here, and mine's kind of got a ton of stuff in it, just because I've been using it to store extra things around the house, and I stuff this in my assault pack just as a quick deploy. I kind of know where a bunch of stuff is all at once. So the Vertex bag is really cool. It can be, it's the only one that has this weird buckle. I don't think I like this buckle too much, but it's fine. You just can't use like the Everly Stock Bando bag. Everly Stock actually sells an expander strap. So if you wanted to wear it, if you're fat for one, you could wear it like that. If you want to wear it over your shoulder, but it's a little high up, most of them they kind of sit high, especially if you got a wide back or anything like that. They sell those expanders, which is cool. This is something you're kind of just stuck with what you got, but I do think that they give you quite a bit more space to adjust small or large. So this one's pretty sweet. We start here with a rear pocket. I've got a water decon kit and baby wipes in there right now because, like I said, this goes in my assault pack typically. You've got some, not Molly, but some straps on the, I mean, it looks like Molly, but it's not. But you've got some little spaces here that you could clip Sharpies or use shot cord to tie something down, which is just kind of a neat feature. And it is like that on both sides. So you've got this small little admin slash map pouch. This stuff is, I don't I don't believe it's waterproof, but it is water resistant. I did get rained on one day wearing this, and most of my stuff wasn't wet. And then the main pocket actually opens up super wide. I mean, it comes all the way down like a 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle. You've got a full loop section on the back here, which is almost like a felt feel. It's not your typical hook and loop feel. It's a kind of like felty, like almost like a pool table. But as you can see here, I stuck this little shotgun card on it and it's not going anywhere. So got a couple shotgun shells. We've got a lighter there. And then we've got these two big pockets in here. So like in this one, I've got a thermal blanket, some fire starting stuff, some fishing stuff, some sewing stuff for field repairs, kit repairs, clothing repairs, things like that. And then in the front pocket here, I've just kind of stowed a multi-tool, but it's got another two sections of loop as well as a tie down. So this is cool because you can clip your keys onto it or really anything you want to. I like that it's long. It's not just the corner sewn in tie downs like you see on a lot of Spiritus pouches, which work really good in the Spiritus pouches. But for something like this, I do like being able to like pull my keys all the way out to open the front door, things like that. So you've got some more loop there. And I thought there was another tie down in this thing, but I don't see it currently. But that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, it's in the back here. You've got a weird adjustable strap in that map pocket sort of space. So this is the, like I said, the Vertex bag. I can't remember what the model of this one is. I got it for free, and I had the Eberly stock Bando bag, and I went to a trade show, and they gave everyone these. And after walking around with it for a little bit, I immediately switched everything I was carrying in the Bando bag over to the Vertex bag because I like it that much. So this is just this was meant to be a short-ish kind of comparison video of some different sling bags that are two of them are pretty discreet, pretty normal looking fanny packs, fanny sacks, sling bags. One of them is a little bit more overt, but we are kind of breaking away from the shoulder bag, sling bag into the minimalist chest rig space with that one. So I wanted to include it because I do think it's really cool. I've used it for some security contracting and things like that before, as well as just had it packed as an aid bag sitting in the car, stuff like that. So it's really cool. I've used all of these in real life. I didn't just buy them and make a video. I've had all these for Vertex bag. I've only had 6 months, but the Bando bag I've had a year or two. The 511 bag I think I've had for 4 years, something like that. So really cool stuff, guys. And I just wanted to show you that. You guys are more than welcome to make your own decision. But if I was to buy a fanny pack today, knowing what I know, and I wanted to carry a sidearm, some medical, keys, wallet, basically all my stuff that I need for the day. I have a 4-year-old, so baby wipes are included, as well as just being an adult wanting to be clean. Baby wipes are nice. If I had to pick one today, I'm probably going to pick this Vertex bag or find a Bando bag XL because I think the XL really helps. You can carry your pocket carries and stuff like this in here, and that's perfectly okay. I just wish I had a little bit more space. Whereas the Vertex bag does fit my 19X with light and optic, and the Bando bag does not. And with the two banger bag, I don't really prefer to carry a pistol in this bag. You can put it in the main compartment, but if you have things in all those elastic sleeves, like a pocket knife or shears or whatever you've got tucked in there, it kind of rubs up on everything and it can kind of snag your draw a little bit. So if you're going to carry the 511 two banger bag with a pistol, I tend to leave those loops empty besides like maybe a pistol reload and just run it in there. And I like to stuff this front pocket with everything else, as well as you've got that back pocket. But like I said, the mesh pocket just isn't really that great. And I don't know what it was designed for. Truly, I actually don't understand what it was designed for. I've tried sticking guns in there and they always end up hanging out or being at a weird angle. I guess, since we're kind of talking about it being a minimalist chest rig, it could be used for a map pouch. And I think if you've got some laminated, folded up maps, stuff like that, I think it works really great for that. So if I was to choose one today, 100% be this Vertex bag. They didn't pay me to say that. I did get it for free, but not from Vertex directly. I got it from that trade show in a goodie bag. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Like and subscribe for more content like this. I appreciate you guys watching until the end. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.